In today's video, I wanted to just highlight personal success that I've had in my own life using EFT to break a bad habit. This is a habit that I became aware of when I was in grade 2 because of my mother's scolding at me to stop this habit. And then I've continued to do it for the past 36 years or so. Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel for Integrate Emotional Success, where we look at different ways to use emotional freedom techniques in your daily life. So recently I've noticed some success with continued use that I've been able to curb my nail biting habit. And I should have taken a before picture, but the progress was so gradual that I didn't even quite notice until I had, I have nails and I have not chewed off the white parts. I was a very bad nail biter with continuous hangnails, bloody nails, and of course, never the whites on my fingertips. I just wanted to kind of share the success and let you know how you can use it for small changes that you want to make in your own life. I chose to start working on this issue back in my Conscious EFT practitioners training with the National EFT Training Institute. It was about last year, January 2024, when I intentionally kind of tuned in to this change that I wanted to make to quit my incessant nail biting habit. One of the biological explanations, just before we go into the tool, for how it works, and this has been studied by clinical psychologist Peta Stapleton in Australia, and she has found that with tapping, there is a decrease to the amygdala upon beginning to use the tapping protocols. And so the amygdala is a part of the brain's arousal pathway, which then sends signals down through our nervous system and throughout our body, which then becomes the behavior that we see exhibited, which is the nail biting. And so with this consistent use over time, there can be sustained alterations in the brain's neural pathways, which creates neuroplasticity that allows us to have these changes. The problem with working on this was that I wasn't always in the right place to begin using a formal setup statement. And so one of the things I wanted to highlight here is that there's a thing called favorite point. Sounds simple, right? And it's exactly as it sounds, is that when we're in our daily lives, if we are feeling activated with stress and we want to tune into our nervous system consciously, we can choose a favorite point and begin simply tapping on that point. And so my favorite point was the side of the hand. And so with the side of the hand, when I noticed I would be nail biting, I would stop and I would just simply under the table, just start doing my side of the hand. You can't see it down there. And I would say things either to myself or out loud, just like, I'm doing it again, doing that nail biting. Or in my head, I would just be like, I want to stop nail biting. I noticed I'm nail biting. I can't believe I'm nail biting again. And then, of course, when I would get home to a place where I could sit down and have intentional work, then you can use the setup statement and go into a more formalized specific tapping. Before we do that, I just wanted to also highlight that throughout the 8 points that we use in our rounds, there are different emotional associations for each of the points based on the meridian line that they're on. For example, the top of the head point, which is along the governing vessel meridian, can be used for mind that is overactive and overthinking. Or we can go to the eyebrow point, which is along the bladder meridian and is associated with restlessness or worry. And I'll put a description in the chat below about other associations, and so that we can tune into which favorite point might be the best for you. Sometimes it's just as simple as going through the points daily and then figuring out which one feels good. I often love the collarbone point because of how close to the heart it is and how it feels like I'm tapping into my heart center and opening it up to have compassion for the stress that I'm dealing with. But when we want to sit down and do some more personal tapping sessions, we can do what is called digging into our pyramid of aspects. And so Peter Stapleton says, there are often many pieces of the puzzle for an issue. Each piece may have several sides, and these sides are called aspects. So our pyramid of aspect has 3 sides, which are the mental, emotional, and behavioral aspects. The key to discovering why we do these bad habits is to call them out and be specific with the underlying issues that drive us to be acting in this way or causing us to be emotional. So I wasn't sure about why I was biting my nails that one day. And so if you wanted to just target it in the moment without getting specific, you could simply say something like, even though I am biting my nails and I know I don't want to, I will love and accept myself. Even though I have this habit of biting my fingers and I know I don't want to, I will love and accept myself. Even though I have this habit of biting my nails and I'm not sure what to do, I will love and accept myself. Let me go through the points. This nail biting habit. Have this nail biting habit. I have this nail biting habit. It's nail biting habit. It's nail biting. I have this habit I want to stop. This nail biting habit. And taking 5 minutes a day to do this builds up the maintenance program that becomes the amygdala's changed response to how we deal with the stress. Now, the key to making the greatest change in our life is to really become specific about what it is that is the issue. And so if we want to get more specific about what is the stress that's causing the nail biting, I could dig deep into my aspects and discover that maybe I got an email that day that I'm thinking about at the back of my brain as I do my everyday routine, and it's causing me to get in there and do that. And so what we could do then is get more specific, and I would think about the target issue, which might be, I got an email from my ex-husband and it's driving me bonkers. And so then I would be like, how intense is this stress for me right now? I'm going to put it at about a 5 or a 6. I get them all the time, but hey, we have to work down those stresses equally. They're equally important. So then we can be more specific with our tapping. And that looks something like this. Even though I feel agitated that I got an email from my ex and it's causing me to bite my fingers off, I will love and accept myself. Even though I feel agitated because I got this email from my ex and it's causing me to bite my nails, I will love and accept myself. Even though I feel agitated because I got this stupid email from my ex-husband, I will deeply and completely love myself. Feeling agitated today. I'm feeling quite agitated by this email. I'm feeling agitated. I'm feeling agitated from this email. Feeling agitated. Feeling agitated. Feeling agitated. Doing a few rounds of that when we can tune in to what is really behind the stress is so valuable, because it's these micro management sessions where we are tuning into our nervous system and helping to increase our own capacity to deal with the everyday stresses that are coming our way. I really want to encourage people to sit down and tap through the points and figure out if you have your own favorite point. Feel free to drop it in the chat. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel in order to get more updates on how to use EFT in your daily life. Thanks so much.